is going on out there, world? It's your boy Tommy on the spot for Watchalong Wrestling. Hopefully everyone is doing well and staying safe. Happy 4th of July. It is great to be here with all of you on Independence Day, on her birthday, if you will. And today I am joined by my main man, Steve, down in Orlando, Florida. Steve, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm very excited about this announcement.
This announcement is going to be one that I am pumped for. I'm ready for. And obviously, you guys know this is Watchalong Wrestling, and we always want to try to keep the watch-along aspect of Watchalong Wrestling as a part of the channel. A few years ago, we did something similar where we rewatched season 1 of Tough Enough. Got some great feedback on that. So this year, we're going to actually be changing courses. As you guys remember, earlier this year, I did a rewatch, well, not a rewatch, but a retrospective about WrestleMania 29 with my main man, James and Toby. And we had a great time there. Go check that out in the archives. But now we're continuing our journey through 2013. And so that is where we're going to tie things together here. Steve, would you like to do the honors and let everyone know what we are going to be rewatching this summer and this fall here on Watchalong Wrestling?
Well, the rewatching for you, for the first time ever, I will be watching Total Divas.
Total Divas Season 1. We're going to be calling it Total Stivas in honor of Steve. So we are excited about this. It's going to be great. We're going to be launching things, and we're going to have them go out the same time that the shows went out every single week. So we'll have that on the first episode that we do and that we put here on the channel. We'll be live up on July 28th, 2023. So exactly 10 years to the day in which these episodes were unloaded. We got 15 episodes to dive into, and July 28th all the way through December 15th. So I'm excited about this, Steve. We're going to get to really have half the year here to dive into all things Total Divas.
Yeah, and I have absolutely no expectations. I know nothing about the show. I don't know who was on it. If I'm going to recognize anybody, if they're still around or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going in completely blind, and that's how I like it.
There is a Total Divas launch they did on Raw that I don't even know if I want to show you because it was so bad. But I can tell you that when this first started, people went in with, basement level expectations for the show. That this was just going to be awful. This wasn't going to last. And to its credit, for me, the reason why this show means so much and why I like this show so much is, and I don't know if it's going to hold up 10 years later. I don't even know if it was any good 10 years ago. But for me, one of the reasons I really enjoyed it is because it turned my wife into a kind of casual, I'll watch because, Tommy on the spot is watching, to very invested. I'll never forget being out with her and all of her sorority sisters, and suddenly everyone is discussing everything on Total Divas, is talking about going to shows live, is talking about getting really excited for it. SummerSlam 2013 that year is huge, and it's really tied a lot into this particular Total Divas. I do think it's the reason we decided to go across the country for SummerSlam 2013. And I never forget suddenly going from the worst events ever. No offense, I love my wife dearly, but dinner with her sorority sisters used to be events that I just wouldn't have anything to say, to suddenly previewing and talking about SummerSlam 2013 and how all the characters are kind of intertwined. And it made things very cool. And suddenly it was not only did it become that my wife and I had watched Total Divas, and that was appointment viewing, but suddenly it was, hey, I want to see what these characters do in real life. So we watch Raw and we watch SmackDown, and suddenly now my wife became as big a fan as of WWE as I was, and is a reason why to this day we go to so many different shows.
That's great. I love that for you. I have absolutely no nostalgia for this at all, so it's definitely going to be see if it holds up for you and if I'm impressed at all by it.
Well, one of the things I think that's cool is you weren't even watching WWE at the time.
No, I was completely
blank on it. But this really was. It was a peek behind the curtain, obviously with a reality television lens. It was on the E! Network right after Keeping Up with the Kardashians, so they were really trying to get that sorority crowd. But at the same time, due to the individuals that a lot of the Total Divas were dating or married to, you got a lot more insight into some of the WWE superstars aside from personal life as well. I won't ruin anything so that you could kind of go into it, blind as you see these things for the first time. And really excited to kick things off here at the end of the month with a rewatch of Total Divas. What we're calling it again is Total Stivas. I think it's going to be a great time. And this show, and we have a good time with this. I talked to my brother-in-law. We weren't too sure what to call this, if we should go with Total Stivas or Total Fellas. He said, well, I think they go about 7-8 years with Total Divas and then transition to Total Bellas. So you guys could then change to Total Fellas if you do that. Okay. And I was like, well, let's get through the first season and see how we do.
And I didn't understand the reference for the Total Fellas thing at all. So
yeah.
I was like, that sounds kind of weird. Let's.
Yeah, but Total Divas does last right up until the pandemic. So there's literally like 8-9 years of this show. And the first year in particular, wildly popular and quite successful. So ready to dive back in 10 years later on July the 28th, 2023 now. And again, we're going to post this directly right at 8 p.m. each week, and we'll go from there. Anything else you'd want to add, Steve, or are you getting geared up and ready to go?
I'm geared up. I'm excited. I'm going to have so much fun.
Sounds good. Well, ready to dive back in with all of you again here real soon on the channel. And until next time, everybody, check it out. Follow us over on Twitter at WatchalongTommy. And we'll be back here and keep us locked for all things Total Stivas starting at the end of this month. Until next time, everyone, happy 4th of July, and we'll talk to you again real soon.